Hello everybody, welcome back to the latest edition of Sunday with Allie, the Barbra Streisand Videocast. Today is July 1, 2012, and that's a big day in Barbra history because 14 years ago today, Barbra got married for the second time, but for the first time to James Brolin. So congratulations to Barbra and James on their 14th wedding anniversary. And I hope you have many, many more. I know all the fans feel the same way. We want you to be both to be very, very happy. And, I was thinking about it today, and I wrote a little something about it on the Barbra Files website, that, it's a nice thing that Barbra has a partner in her life and somebody to share it with. In 1994, when she did the concert, she talked about unrequited love. She talked about relationships being difficult. She sang "Someday My Prince Will Come," and then he came. And nobody's a prince, nobody's perfect, nobody's the sliced bread, but they seem like a pretty damn good couple, and I think they work. So, bravo to them, and I wish them all the happiness in the world. And as somebody who's just celebrated her 22nd wedding anniversary, believe me, I know, as it takes work, but it's worth it. It's worth it to have a partner in your life. So good luck to them, or happy news to them. Now, speaking of the Barbra Files website, I wanted to mention something to you guys. I've just recently become aware that the Barbra Files website is flash-based, which means it does not work on mobile devices like iPads and iPhones and Android smartphones. So, I'm trying to figure out how to get around that. It may involve creating a shadow site, an HTML site, but I hope you guys will understand that I probably won't get around to working on that until after the Barbra Memories book is done, because that's taken up all my time and all my work, and it's a big project. I think you guys know that. And, we have this looming deadline. We have to get it to Barbra in October. So we, got to get it made, got to get it edited, got to get it put together, got to get it designed, and have to have it ready so that when I go to Brooklyn in October and everything hopefully works out, I will be able to give it directly to Barbra, and she will see all of our stories, and everything will work out hunky-dory. And, excuse me. And then I'll get back to the Barbra Files and making the HTML site so that all the news will be there. Speaking of which, I also have to apologize. With all the computer problems I had, I haven't had a chance to update the news on the Barbra Files website, but you guys have been reading all about it. You know about the Margaret Burke-White thing, and now this past week, I'm sure you've heard all about the back and forth between Barbra Streisand and Larry Kramer. And I hate to say this, but I predicted this. Didn't I tell you guys last week that Barbra was still somewhat, involved with Normal Heart, that it still gnawed at her that she hadn't gotten this thing done, and that they were still coming to her for notes on scripts and such? I'm telling you, there's stuff going on that we're not aware of. And frankly, I was shocked this week when Larry Kramer sent out that item to Michael Rydell at the New York Post, and he revealed that Barbra had sent him an email after he had sent her newspaper reviews of his national touring company of the Normal Heart, in which he basically was saying, "Look how well my play is doing." At which point Barbra responded, "Why would you send me good reviews of your wonderful play when you know that I'm no longer involved and I can't have any say-so in it?" And I think she was very hurt by his, thinking that she would, feel happy about him rubbing her face in the fact that she's not involved anymore. So, and here's another thing that maybe you guys don't know, but Larry Kramer sent that story not just to Michael Rydell. He sent it to every columnist in New York City, at every newspaper and every website. He was looking for publicity. He wants the national company of the Normal Heart to get lots of publicity, and he knew that he could get lots of publicity by trashing Barbra's name in the press yet again. It doesn't matter that she has wished him nothing but well and has told him to go on and move on with Ryan Murphy directing and with Julia Roberts and Mark Ruffalo being in the film. She's given it, basically, she's said, I wish you guys nothing but the best. She's looking forward to seeing the film. But for whatever reason, and I think it's mostly publicity, Larry keeps bringing her name up. And every time he does it, he's given her left-handed compliments and he's given her, little digs here and there, making it sound like it's all her fault that his play has never been revived or has never been made into a film. Even though Barbra has issued a truth alert way back when, and she issued another one this week repeating a lot of the same facts. And the facts are the facts. Larry has been a bigger impediment in getting this made than anybody. He's looked for a lot of money. He hasn't wanted to change one word in the play. He hasn't wanted to make it cinematic. And he fought Barbra tooth and nail, basically. And despite all of her best efforts, and she admits, despite her best efforts, this film, she couldn't get it made. So she's now sending it on to Ryan Murphy with her blessing, go forth, make the movie, and still Larry Kramer insists on, beating her up in the media over this project. I have no respect for that. I understand Larry is a very bitter man, but, another thing about Larry that bothers me, he wrote The Normal Heart, and then he wrote a sequel called The Destiny of Me. And prior to those plays, he did the screenplay for Women in Love. He also did the screenplay, which was pretty bad, for the musical version of Lost Horizon. This guy used to be a professional writer. Now he claims that the only source of income in his life is The Normal Heart. Well, as somebody who's a writer, certainly not on Larry Kramer's level, I write for a living. I write all the time. Why doesn't he? If he really wants to, earn his keep, write a new play. If The Normal Heart was so well received last year on Broadway, write something new, Larry. That's not the only story you have to tell. All right, that's enough of my rant about Larry Kramer. I didn't mean to get so angry today, guys. I try to keep it very, very positive here. You know that about me. I like to spin positive. So let's talk about something happier. We know now that the fall release for Barbra is going to be the music from the vault, the Release Me title, whatever they're going to call it. And from what I understand, we are going to get some cuts that were never ever put on CD before. Hopefully we're going to get a couple of things we've never heard of before and never heard, in any version, any bad bootleg or whatever. I know that there are some fans who would love just to have really superb versions of all the Back to Broadway material, How Are Things in Glockamora, Heather on the Hill, On My Own, Make Our Garden Grow. I would love to hear that stuff too, but I also would love to hear something I've never heard before. But that's just me. So, we'll see. But the good news is it's probably going to be coming out in September or October, so it will be available before Brooklyn. And if Sony is smart, they'll have the CDs at the arena, so the non-crazy fans like us, who are not like us, will go there and go, oh, look, a new Barbra album, and they'll buy it. And, maybe Barbra will get another #1. You never know, right? Now, regarding other items that are going on, other things that are going on about Brooklyn, we do know that Barbra is working on her show. We know that she's trying out new material. She's putting it together bit by bit. God knows, she knows she's pondering every step of the way what she wants to do with this show. This is a very, very big show. This is Barbra's first return to Brooklyn ever. So it's got to be a big deal. And I am really, really looking forward to it. And the fact that it looks like it's only going to be 2 performances, I think makes it even more exclusive. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now, there are some events being planned for Brooklyn, parties and such, But I wanted to ask you guys something. I've been contacted by a couple of fans who live overseas, and they want to buy Barbra Memories when it's done, but they don't want to pay the big shipping costs. So they asked me if I would possibly bring copies of the book to New York, to Brooklyn, and make it available there so you could buy it from me directly there and not have to pay the shipping costs. So that led me to think that maybe I should plan some kind of a book signing or a book event where fans could come who are interested in getting the book, interested in meeting me in person, and we can have a smaller event where the book can be, distributed. So, what do you guys think about that? I was thinking that maybe, we could do it either Thursday morning, Thursday before the concert, or Friday, depending on what those other events are, maybe in the afternoon. Please email me at barbrafile@aol.com. Let me know what you think, if it's something that you would be interested in coming to, and I'll keep working on my end. And if anybody knows of a bookstore or a place where we could do some kind of a book signing in New York, please send me the suggestions, okay? Because I've contacted a few places, the New York Public Library and Barnes and Noble. So far, I haven't had any luck yet. So I am open to suggestions, okay? Now, as far as Barbra goes, we know this is a very, very busy time for her. Like I said, she's working on Brooklyn. We know she also had been working on the DVDs. I don't think the DVDs are going to come out in the fall. I think that's probably more likely to come out in 2013. At least that's the scuttlebutt that I've heard. But we also know that she's working, really, really hard on Gypsy, with the idea of going into Gypsy right after Brooklyn. Possibly, Matt Howe, for example, suggests recording sessions and then start shooting in early 2013. Now, somebody emailed me and thought I was crazy when I said that I thought that Gypsy could be released by Christmas of 2013. But to him I say, why not? Why not? I mean, if everything is ready to go and they have the picture ready, it's an event film. And if they don't get it out for Christmas 2013, what are they going to do? Hold it for fall 2014 and let it sit on the shelf for 9 months? I don't think so. I think if it's at all possible, and if the director is, somebody really sharp and can get and works fast, I'm still sticking to Christmas 2013. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, I'm right. Now, the other thing I heard is that Barbra's working on the Margaret Bourke-White thing, and they're still trying to get financing. They're still trying to get a studio. But I did hear that Cate Blanchett, who would be playing the character of Margaret Bourke-White, is very, very gung-ho about doing this. Really wants to work with Barbra, is very anxious to work this into her schedule. And so with that kind of power behind it, and Barbra, and Colin Firth, I think that deal's going to be made, and I think we're going to, probably hear something, who knows, maybe early 2013 about a studio and, a producer, of all that kind of stuff is all going to come together. I don't think that's just, spinning wheels. Now, as you see, we're already up to 13 minutes and 44 seconds, and I'm talking more because people have been telling me that they like Sundays with Allie, and they would like more chat, not less. And YouTube is letting me have as much as 15 minutes of time, so maybe even a little more than 15 minutes. So here we go. We're talking, we're chatting. I'm very, very excited about Brooklyn. I think you guys know that. I also wanted to give you guys an update on the book. Barbra Memories is going really, really well. Some of your stories are just terrific. Everybody who sends me in your stories, please remember, I need a headshot of you. I need a face shot of you. I need a picture of you. Also, please, don't worry about, how you come off. Be yourself. Be real. I'm editing the stories as we go. Hopefully everybody will like the way I've edited them. Hopefully I won't get any people getting upset with me. And I think we're going to like the way it turns out. So with 10 seconds left to go, I'm going to say goodbye for now. I will be back next week with more Sunday with Allie, More Barbra talk. Okay? See you then. Bye-bye.